Mm.
I can't even leave town without violating my parole.
Oh, man. All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I'm a high school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia, doing another episode of SpongeBob SquarePants based on your recommendations. This one is called Bumper to Bumper. It has come up quite a few times in the comments section of my videos. Thank you for that recommendation. I'm going to be reacting to that one today here with you. Just one quick reminder, if you are not subscribed and you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Let's get into it. All right, here's my favorite music here. Here we go. This is Puff's boating school.
Once around the roundabout.
Okay.
Left at the wall.
This guy's pretty good.
Over the bump of truth.
The bump of truth. I do remember all these obstacles from other episodes. Never heard it called the bump of truth. And I think she's got where you drive through the ring of fire and a couple of other crazy things. But let's see.
And finally, a flaming hoop.
Flaming hoop.
Thank you, Mrs. Puff. I am now a card-carrying driver and a productive member of society.
Oh, yeah! Oh, nothing gives me more joy than teaching. I can't wait to pass my next student.
Hello, Mrs. Puff. I'm all set for my driving test.
I've never... Ooh. I didn't know she would do that. Never actually seen any of the other students do their driving exams, but I guess for the most part, she has a pretty good time with them. If it's anything like this other guy's experience, and then SpongeBob comes along and, well, let's just say she has a very different result with him, but let's see.
Mrs. Puff, you okay?
Just start driving.
Reversed.
Turn this boat around immediately.
Right away, ma'am. Sorry, Mrs. Puff.
Not what she meant. I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who these guys are. I don't know how many times I've seen that lighthouse go down that he goes through at the beginning. I think it gets destroyed just about every episode.
Next up, Going Bananas 3 is 3D.
Hey, dude, pass the 3D glasses.
They're going to come in.
To be like in 3D.
Yeah.
They're going to crash into their place.
Here I am. I'm coming at you like your worst nightmare.
Pretty realistic.
I think it's safe to say you have once again failed your driving test.
But Mrs. Puff,
No buts, SpongeBob. You fail this test over and over. I'm beginning to believe you're simply unteachable. Now, get out of my sight.
Poor SpongeBob.
Sorry, Mrs. Puff.
Yeah, and I've said this before, I don't believe any student is truly unteachable. Now, a lot of students in real life need different things, and they do not tend to perform as well in the same environments as everyone else or with the same approach. Sometimes it takes a different approach for some students, or in some cases, even a different type of environment or a different placement. But I have never seen a student that's absolutely unteachable. Now, driving, I guess, is a little bit different because it's sort of a skill. You notice that SpongeBob almost always passes the knowledge exam, but when he gets behind the wheel, he just can't do it because it's more of a physical skill almost, maybe, that he is unable to do. But she is obviously fed up here and says, I'm beginning to think you're she doesn't say he's unteachable, but she says, I'm beginning to think you're unteachable. And she says, get out of my sight. You wouldn't want to say that. That'd be kind of over the line.
This is like the gnarliest 3D movie ever.
There it goes. I was just waiting for it.
If only SpongeBob could pass his boating test, he'd be out of my life once and for all.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it's No Free Rides, where she actually does that and then sort of imagines him causing mayhem and hurting people by driving. And she's like, well, I made a mistake. Now I have to make it right. She's going down that path again, apparently.
Unfortunately, I keep getting reminded of the consequences if I get too angry with the little nuisance. I can't even leave town without violating my parole.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, in a way, I guess that makes sense because I have seen her get arrested. I don't know how many times, and she's somehow out again. So yeah, ankle monitors, yeah, that is a thing in real life. You wouldn't see a teacher with that. They just simply wouldn't be allowed to teach if they had something that required an ankle monitor. Now, I have in the past, there have been students that I've worked with that have had that, unfortunately. Teachers, no, they would never be allowed to continue teaching with, something like that, because whatever they did to get that would almost certainly be a breach of the educator code of ethics, and they would not be allowed to continue.
Oh, if there was only some way that I didn't have to live in fear. Fear! That's the answer. SpongeBob is afraid of the driving course. So it would stand to reason that if he took the driving test somewhere besides the driving course, he would pass. Of course. The answer's been in front of me all along. I'll test SpongeBob on a real road.
Oh, no.
And then he'll be out of my life for...
There's a part of that makes sense. Sometimes changing the environment, maybe he does have some aversion to the course itself. Now, having him go on the road with other innocent people there, I don't know if I would have done that. Now, she could have said, well, let's take him to a different course. Let's take him to some other driving school in another town. She mentions other towns before. She could do that and see if he has some sort of mental aversion to that particular course because he's crashed so many times. But putting him on the open road, I wouldn't do it.
Forever? What could possibly go wrong?
A lot.
Not now, Gary. Can't you see I'm wallowing in my own filth? Come back later, I'm wallowing.
This is Puff.
Good morning, SpongeBob. SpongeBob? SpongeBob! SpongeBob.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Puff. I'm trying to stay out of your sight.
Oh, that. Let's forget what I said. It's time to take a fresh approach.
Mrs. Puff, you said, don't you remember? I'm on...
We don't have time for this, SpongeBob. We have a long day of...
She muted him. He's inside the television, and she muted it, and it muted him. That's pretty funny. And yeah, her going over to his house, yeah, you generally don't do that if you're a teacher going over to students' houses, but I know this is a adult driving school, so maybe it's a little different. But I'm guessing she's going to ask him to take his test on the road.
Driving ahead of us.
Out in the middle of nowhere here.
Mrs. Puff, why have you taken me to this rather remote and slightly scary landscape?
To overcome your fears, silly.
It's not working.
Here we are.
So where are we?
This old abandoned road is the perfect venue for your driving test.
Now, this I can agree with a little bit more. I guess this is the equivalent of, someone teaching their son or daughter to drive in like a big empty parking lot where there's very low risk of any sort of accident, yet they can kind of still drive around and practice. So at first I thought she was just going to take him on a regular open road with lots of other cars, but this makes a little bit more sense, I suppose.
A riding test?
That's right. Now you're free from all the distracting obstacles on the boating course. Out here, there's nothing but the road. Now, scooch over Come on, scooch over.
But Miss Puff, what about the fact that I'm unteachable?
Forget all about that.
See, she should not have said that. That may have had more of an impact on him than she thought. And I guess she's thinking, well, he can't crash into buildings and so forth like he normally does. I do see various rock formations there, so I don't know if he's going to crash into that, but let's find out.
A hermit grabbed a boat.
Mrs. Puff, I'm still intimidated.
Listen, if you're nervous about boating, simply repeat the words, focus on the road. There is nothing but the road. Got it?
Oh, okay. Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road. Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Okay.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road. Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road. Hey, look at me. All not crashing and stuff.
Wonderful! Keep that up and I'll have no choice but to pass you. Just repeat your mantra.
Focus on the road. The open, unintimidating road.
Boating within
So
the
far, so
lines.
good.
Well done.
Wait a minute, I want to see that. I got to see that. What is her actual checklist here?
Nice.
Okay, let's see here. I've never seen her actual rubric or score sheet or criteria. So boating within the lines, and she just has a check mark. I guess there's no score per se as long as you do all these things. Uses turn signals, obeying speed limit, roundabout navigation, a 10-point turn. That's interesting. Avoiding obstacles, I can understand that. Safe and steady acceleration. Okay. Bump handling, Mobius drag strip. That's on the test. Okay, that's interesting. But let's see how he does here.
Well done.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Finally using your
He's
turn
doing it.
signal. Oh, check.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Roundabout navigation. Check.
This might actually end up paying off. I thought, no way, but he's doing it so far.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Safe and steady
Safe and
acceleration. Check.
Focus on the road.
Where is this going to go wrong?
There is nothing but the road.
Wow.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
J, the jump.
Focus.
He put it in J, I guess to jump. That's pretty funny.
On the road.
Okay,
There is
wow.
nothing but the road.
This is the best he's
Focus
ever
on
done.
the road. There is nothing but the road. Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Okay. It's getting a little weird.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
And now we've gone off the rails. I was just kind of waiting for this, but okay. It is pretty funny.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road. Focus on the road.
Okay,
There
wow.
is nothing but the road. Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Is he still driving?
Check. Check. And check. Oh, what is this? Only one more
Safely
test.
dock
And
vessel.
it's the easiest one yet.
No,
Sponge-
because he's just going to keep going, repeating about the road. He's not going to be able to stop. That's my guess, at least.
All you have to do is safely dock this vessel.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
can't snap
Focus
out of it
on
now.
The road. There is nothing but the road. Focus on the
Uh-oh.
road?
No road anymore.
Oh, calm down, SpongeBob. Listen, all you have to do is safely stop this vessel.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the road.
Just stop the boat.
Focus on the road.
Oh, no.
SpongeBob, wait. SpongeBob!
That was a close one, Mrs. Puff. But I am back on the
Back
road
on the
and ready
road,
to
I
focus upon
think.
it.
SpongeBob, this isn't just any road.
The real road.
It's a 10-lane intertidal seaway.
Okay.
Super paddle into home.
Stay calm, SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
Stay on the road like you were doing.
SpongeBob! Remember your mantra.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the road. There is nothing but the... I can't even see the road.
Mm. He was
Give me
doing
the wheel.
he was doing so good too. I was really psyched up to see him get his license, and but I'm like, okay, something is going to cause him not to get it. But he's still got a shot, I guess, at this point. Let's see.
SpongeBob. Oh dear, he's completely frozen up. Fiddlesticks!
Reckless drivers. I loathe reckless drivers.
I don't know why it's like in shows like all policemen have to have big mustaches. That's just like the way they're portrayed. I don't know why that is though.
All over, you menace!
Oh, Mrs. Puff, can I have my arms back?
I said stop your vessel!
Sorry, Mr. Officer, sir, I'm applying the brakes! No!
Wrong one.
We got us a runner.
Pull over, SpongeBob, and make it quick. Look!
Mm. Oh no.
SpongeBob, hit the brakes!
Huh?
He tried.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Does he get his license? I guess we'll see. Technically, he did stop the boat and he didn't crash. Let's see.
There isn't a scratch on this vessel, SpongeBob. The test is history. You passed. Here's your license.
Wow. Okay.
And
Is he gonna have it taken away? Uh-oh.
I
Gonna go to
don't
jail
think so.
again.
Is there a problem, officer?
Well, you crossed the county line 3 miles back.
Yeah, I'm like, surely as excited as I was for him to get his license. Well, we'll see if he gets it taken away or not. But I forgot about her little ankle monitor, which that is true. I mean, the whole point of having an ankle monitor is because either the court or a judge has ordered that you can't go outside of a certain area, or a lot of times it's either you can only go to work and that's it. That's the only place you're allowed to go other than your house, or you can only go to school. If you're in school, you can go to school and you can go home and that's it. And if you don't adhere to that or you try to take it off, it will start beeping and there will very quickly be people coming to your location like this guy. So I guess she accidentally went outside whatever area she's supposed to be within with her the terms of her little ankle monitor. Again, I don't think she would be allowed to teach or even do this if she had done something requiring ankle or monitoring like that with the ankle bracelet. But let's see what happens here.
You, ma'am, are a parole violator, which makes this test null and void.
Oh, okay.
I'll take that.
I knew it was too good to be true, and I would think the police wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't ask these kind of questions with SpongeBob. I just sort of go with the flow. So I was going to say I wouldn't think he would have jurisdiction over the test, but I don't know. I was hoping he would get his license, but I knew it was kind of too good to be true. Let's see how this ends here. Going to jail again.
SpongeBob, I'll get you for this. I'll get you.
All right, so that's the end of the episode. I was actually really excited, thinking he would actually finally get his boating license, but I knew somehow he would end up getting it taken away. I think this is the third or fourth time I've seen him actually get the boating license, but then have it taken away from him. And I remember the first time, whatever the first episode it was, that I saw Mrs. Puff go to jail, and I was so kind of shocked. And now it's like, oh, there it is again. I think I don't know how many times I've seen her go to jail, but it's been a lot. So I wasn't too surprised, but I enjoyed that one. Thank you for the recommendation. That one was a pretty good one, bumper to bumper. So keep those recommendations coming. I do read through those and try to reply to almost every comment. I do read through every single comment. So thanks for the recommendations. Keep them coming. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.